Hi there, I'm Tana Nash with the Waterloo Region Suicide Prevention Council, and I wanted to provide you with some highlights of this past fiscal year 2013, which we just wrapped up. A week ago, we had one of our largest fundraisers of the year, a bowl-a-thon, where 160 individuals from the community and organizations come together wearing silly costumes and have a lot of fun, raising a great deal of money for such a serious cause, but doing it in a fun way. While I was there, I talked about the funds that they raise and where some of these funds are going and some of the highlights of the year, and I wanted to share them with you today. One of the key objectives of the Council is raising awareness within the community, and we have certainly been doing that all year long. We attended 44 different events, reaching 6,000 people, showing our display and handing out literature. We also presented at 42 different places this past year, talking about suicide prevention, what people can do individually, and raising that awareness and encouraging people to take action. And we talked to 3,000 different individuals in our community. One of the important things that the Council does is promote suicide prevention training. And one of those programs is called Safe Talk. It's a 3.5-hour suicide alertness program. Well, this past year, we paid for 460 individuals in our community to be trained in the suicide alertness workshop. Of that 460 were 150 future teachers from the Faculty of Education at Wilfrid Laurier University. That is such a big deal. Currently, it is not mandated in our curriculum to have them trained in this Safe Talk, but Wilfrid Laurier has made a commitment to never allow a future teacher to leave their Faculty of Ed without that important training. A few other things we did. We partnered with Lutherwood Children's Mental Health, and we aired the documentary Bully. Following the documentary, we had a panel of experts available, and we answered questions and tried to provide some resources and information for our community. Almost 600 people from the community attended these screenings. We also partnered with Lutherwood and the Waterloo Regional Police and brought to the community the Youth in Crisis Conference, the first one that we've ever done. We've also printed many new material and literature, including a new Grief After Suicide brochure. Starting last June, we started a new open support group. It's a group that is for those bereaved by suicide, and it's free to any individual in our community. We have 3 lovely ladies, Bernice, Judy, and Erin, that facilitate this group every month, and we invite you to come out and join us. We also partnered with the Elmira Maple Syrup Festival this past year, and we brought a free community skate in December to the community of Elmira. It was a fabulous afternoon of skating and free hot chocolate. The Elmira Sugar Kings came out and joined us. It was just all about connectedness and talking about all the positive factors in your life. Exercise is good for your mental health. Spending time with family and friends. Having peer mentors surrounding you. So we talked about all those positive resilience factors and had a really great afternoon. We continue to work with many organizations in our community. One of them that we've been working very hard with is Grand River Hospital, in both the child and adolescent inpatient psychiatric unit as well as the adult unit. We have been working on discharge planning, and I'm happy to report that starting a couple of months ago, for any individual that's been admitted for a suicide attempt will be called upon discharge within 72 hours. This wellness call is working really well, and it's a way of making sure that these individuals are connecting into the community. How are you doing? What services have you accessed? This is a really important step in making those connections. So we're really proud of the work that we're doing with Grand River Hospital, and we're working on future initiatives that are going to be happening this coming year. This past December, some very exciting news happened, and that was that Bill C-300, which is a federal framework for a national suicide prevention strategy, was passed into law. This bill was spearheaded by the Waterloo Region Suicide Prevention Council, right here from our region, and tabled as a private member's bill by our local MP, Harold Albrecht. This was a huge celebration and a long time coming. What that means is that the Public Health Agency, which is going to be the designated authority for this bill, will be spending the next couple of years working with grassroots organizations and national organizations such as the Canadian Association to be implementing strategies. While a private member's bill cannot specifically say how much money and resources can be attached to the bill, this is a huge step forward, and the Waterloo Region Suicide Prevention Council will be a big part of this process. Another project that we worked on this past year was piloting a television series called Mind Matters on Rogers, our local cable network. This project was spearheaded by a volunteer with the Suicide Prevention Council who had this fabulous idea of bringing together organizations and those with lived experience to share where to get help in the community and to bring people together. And I'm happy to say that 11 different organizations were represented during these 4 pilot episodes. And speaking of volunteers, a week and a half ago, we brought together our wonderful volunteers and had a really nice dinner and a fun kind of trivia night connecting the different volunteers together. We have so many people that work very hard behind the scenes, and I'd really like to extend a thank you to all of these volunteers, because without them, this incredible amount of work that the Suicide Prevention Council is doing each year would not be possible. Thank you. One of the highlights for me happened last year, and it happened in a church, Avenue Road Baptist Church in Cambridge. They decided to really embrace suicide prevention and to build a suicide-safer community within their congregation. So both of the pastors, the ministers, the youth minister and the minister, both were trained in ASSIST, which is a 2-day suicide intervention skills training. We also provided a free Safe Talk workshop to 25 members in their congregation. But last April was really spectacular, and it's the first time it's happened in our region. The entire service was dedicated to suicide prevention, and we titled the whole day, My Life Matters. It was pretty amazing to see the minister standing in front of the church with his My Life Matters shirt on, talking about what that means. I had the opportunity to present there, and we connected with individuals from the congregation following the service. In fact, there was so much positive response from it that they are doing this kind of event again this coming year in June. They're taking the whole month and dedicating it to different causes. Every week there will be a different sermon focusing on mental health, suicide prevention, bullying, homophobia, and what each member in the congregation can do. Standing in front of the church, I was just so impressed with the commitment of Pastor Gord. For some people in our community, this was not an easy year. They lost somebody to suicide. That grief is never, never far from what we're trying to accomplish here in our region. We recognize that pain. Many of us have that pain, and it is what fuels us to do the great work that we're doing. Across this region, across Ontario, and across Canada, some amazing initiatives are taking place. And we're going to continue to keep that momentum going and do the work that we're doing so that we can reduce the number of suicides in our region and across this great nation.